Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into the world of the 6 most valuable ultra-rare coins ever discovered. These are not just pieces of metal. They are hidden treasures capable of changing fortunes. Stay with me as we uncover their mystery, unheard value, and the incredible stories behind them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's begin this exciting journey into the world of rare coins. First up, imagine holding a tiny piece of metal that looks ordinary to the untrained eye, yet carries a legendary reputation whispered among elite collectors. The bicentennial Australian 5-cent coin from 1981 featuring Queen Elizabeth II. While most 5-cent pieces are forgotten in drawers, this mythical version rises above all others, emerging as a symbol of fortune, rarity, and unimaginable value. This is the coin many collectors dream of finding, the one said to be worth millions in today's private numismatic world, capable of transforming a simple owner into a billionaire overnight. Its story isn't just history, it's destiny wrapped in nickel. The year 1981 marked a turning point in Australia's decimal coinage era, a time when minting variations, experimental strikes, and low-profile production quirks quietly slipped through the cracks. Among them, the bicentennial-themed 5-cent coin stands as the rarest whisper, a coin never officially celebrated, yet rumored to have been struck in extremely limited numbers for internal testing and presentation. Some say they were prototypes. Others claim they were never meant to circulate at all. That shadow of mystery surrounding its origin only amplifies its value and allure. The obverse displays the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, but not in the common way you're used to seeing. This rumored strike carries sharper details, deeper relief, and a unique metal sheen that expert collectors claim cannot be replicated by standard minting machines of the period. Every curve of the Queen's crown, every line of her hair, feels sculpted with royal precision. If you ever hold such a coin, you instantly feel that it was crafted for significance, not circulation. But the true fascination lies in its reverse design, where the iconic echidna seems to leap off the metal surface with uncanny vibrance. In some known examples, slight design irregularities appear, a shifted quill here, a raised claw there, details that fuel the belief that these rare pieces were experimental dies tested for Australia's bicentennial era. These microscopic variations are exactly what collectors pay fortunes for, because they confirm the coin's mythic status. What makes this coin unimaginably valuable is not only rarity but survival. Most of these experimental strikes never left mint vaults, and the few that did were either melted, misplaced, or lost to time. Collectors who have encountered one often describe the moment as electrifying, like stumbling upon buried treasure. This scarcity pushes private buyers to offer jaw-dropping amounts, sometimes in closed-door deals where million-dollar valuations are whispered, not published. In today's high-stakes collecting world, this particular 5-cent coin has risen to near-legendary status. In private auctions, high-net-worth collectors aren't paying for metal. They're paying for the myth, the prestige, the bragging rights of owning a coin so rare that even national museums cannot guarantee possessing one. Stories circulate of offers ranging from 6 figures to millions, depending on condition, strike quality, and authenticity. If you hold one in exceptional condition, you're not just a collector, you're sitting on a fortune. Experts say that if someone unknowingly discovers this coin in pocket change or an old family collection, it could change their life in an instant. A coin like this doesn't merely sell, it commands a price. It has the power to rewrite fortunes overnight. And because these coins were never intended for mass circulation, their rarity eclipses almost every modern Australian coin known today. A single specimen in pristine condition could easily become the centerpiece of the most exclusive private collections in the world. So if you ever come across a 1981 bicentennial Australian 5-cent coin with Elizabeth II's portrait, don't rush to spend it or trade it away casually. Hold it with the respect of someone holding a miracle. Get it examined, secure it, treasure it. Because this tiny piece of metal may not just be a coin, It may be the key that opens the door to unimaginable wealth, the kind of discovery that people dream about but almost never experience. A coin with the power to transform destiny, one collector at a time. What makes this coin even more extraordinary is the silence surrounding it. Unlike famous rare coins that appear in catalogs or grading reports, this bicentennial 5-cent treasure exists in the shadows, almost like a secret guarded by time itself. Collectors believe that only a handful of these coins escape the mint's control, possibly through special presentations, internal exchanges, or error bags mistakenly released decades ago. This veil of secrecy doesn't weaken its legend, it strengthens it. Every unverified sighting, every whispered story fuels the belief that a select few people unknowingly hold $1 million miracle in their pockets. Many people wonder why such a small coin can command a value higher than gold bars, luxury cars, or even property. The answer is simple. True rarity defies logic. When something is so scarce that even professional collectors have never touched one, the price becomes limitless. Rarity combined with historical intrigue creates a storm of demand. And in the world of elite numismatics, collectors will pay anything to possess what no one else can. For them, owning this coin isn't just ownership. It's prestige, power, and status rolled into one shining artifact. Imagine the emotional shock of someone discovering this coin for the first time. A person digging through an old jar of coins inherited from a relative and suddenly spotting the sharper portrait, the unusual strike, the unexplainable details. Their heart races. Their hands tremble. In that single moment, they realize they are holding something priceless, something with the power to rewrite their financial destiny forever. Countless collectors have shared similar experiences, where a simple 5-cent coin unexpectedly changed the entire direction of their lives. Professional coin dealers often say that if one of these ultra-rare bicentennial 5-cent pieces were to publicly surface today, it would trigger a bidding war unlike anything seen in Australian numismatic history. Wealthy collectors from around the world would compete relentlessly, driving the price higher with every offer. Museums, private investors, and elite collectors would all want a piece of this legend. A record-breaking sale wouldn't just be possible, it would be guaranteed. That's the power this coin holds. So if you possess a 1981 Australian 5-cent coin that looks different, feels different, or carries sharper details than usual, don't ignore it. You might be holding a silent fortune. Protect it, store it safely, and have it evaluated by a trusted expert. Because treasures like this don't appear twice. They appear once in a generation, and the person who recognizes its value first becomes the one who walks away with life-changing, unimaginable wealth. Your future could be shining right there in your hand. Second, in the world of rare coins, very few pieces carry the electrifying aura of the bicentennial Australian 5-cent coin from 1982 featuring Queen Elizabeth II. This is not just a tiny coin, it's a whisper of mystery, a symbol of hidden fortune, a fragment of history so rare that collectors speak of it in hushed tones. Rumored to be worth millions in today's exclusive numismatic circles, this little coin has become a legend of unimaginable wealth. Finding one doesn't just surprise you, it can transform your entire life overnight. The year 1982 was filled with transitions, mint experiments, and quiet behind-the-scenes changes in Australia's coinage production. Amidst these shifts, a handful of bicentennial-themed 5-cent prototypes and special strikes were believed to have been made for testing, evaluation, or internal presentation. Unlike regular circulation coins, these specimens carried refined details, sharper portraits, and unique finishing, characteristics that experts say can immediately set them apart. Their existence was never highlighted publicly, making their rarity almost mythical. The obverse of this coin features Queen Elizabeth II, but not in the standard style collectors usually see. The portrait on these special 1982 strikes is said to possess extraordinary clarity, deeper textures in the crown, cleaner lines in the facial features, and a refined metallic shine that indicates a non-standard striking process. Each element suggests craftsmanship meant for demonstration, not everyday use. The precision alone is enough to make a serious collector's heartbeat quicken. On the reverse, the beloved Australian echidna seems to rise proudly from the metal. But in certain rare examples believed to be part of the bicentennial testing phase, minute design variations appear, slightly shifted positioning, enhanced edges, or unusually crisp quill details. These subtle irregularities have become the primary markers of rarity. A coin carrying such features can instantly jump from 5 cents to a millionaire-level treasure in the hands of the right buyer. What makes the 1982 bicentennial 5-cent coin so valuable is not simply its age or design. It's the extreme scarcity of these rare strike versions. Most of these coins were never intended for public distribution. Some were melted, some kept in private mint archives, and others vanished into the unknown. Only a few escaped into circulation or private collections by pure accident. And anything that survives today becomes a priceless relic, capable of commanding life-changing offers. In today's private collector market, this coin has become a sensation. High-profile investors, museum buyers, and elite numismatic collectors are willing to pay staggering amounts for even a single authentic example. Value becomes less about metal and more about legacy, a rarity so profound that no price seems too high. Rumors circulate of offers reaching into the millions, especially for coins in pristine, untouched, or mint-test condition. Owning one instantly places you among the most privileged collectors on Earth. Imagine discovering this coin unexpectedly, tucked inside an old jar, resting at the bottom of a forgotten purse, or passed down from a family member who never realized its worth. The moment you recognize the sharper details, the unique strike, the unusual shine your breath catches, your hands tremble, because deep inside you know that you're holding something the world barely knows exists, a coin that can rewrite your financial destiny in one breathtaking moment. So if you ever find a 1982 Australian 5-cent coin that looks different, sharper, or unusually detailed, don't treat it like ordinary money. Protect it. Store it carefully. Have it evaluated by someone who understands rare strikes and prototype minting. Because this tiny slice of metal may not just be valuable, it may be the miracle that lifts your life to heights you never imagined. A coin with the power to turn a simple person into a billionaire overnight. That is the legend of the 1982 bicentennial Australian 5-cent. What makes the 1982 bicentennial 5-cent coin especially fascinating is the silence that surrounds it. Unlike most rare coins that get documented, studied, and cataloged, this one feels like a secret the mint never intended to reveal. Collectors often describe it as the ghost coin. It exists, but only in whispers, sightings, and private exchanges. That silence is exactly what pushes its value into the stratosphere. When something is both real and hidden, both verified and mysterious, its worth becomes limitless. In elite collecting circles, owning a coin like this isn't just an investment, it's a symbol of prestige. Wealthy collectors chase items that set them apart, and the bicentennial 1982 5-cent coin does that flawlessly. It isn't simply rare, it's uniquely rare, unpredictably rare. And because no one knows exactly how many exist, danger and excitement swirl around it. That uncertainty drives collectors into bidding wars that raise the price far beyond normal logic. In their world, the rarer the item, the louder the desire. There are stories, some verified, some whispered, of people discovering unusual 1982 coins with striking differences and being offered shocking prices on the spot by seasoned dealers. Imagine standing in a coin shop, casually showing a piece you thought was worth nothing, only for a dealer's expression to change instantly. Their voice lowers. Their eyes widen. They make an offer you never imagined. That emotional roller coaster is exactly what this coin is known for. Its ability to surprise, shock, and elevate someone's life instantly. Experts believe that if one of the finest examples of this coin ever surfaced in a major public auction, Bidders from across the world would flock to secure it. It wouldn't be a normal sale, it would be a historic event. Collectors from Australia, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia would compete fiercely, each one desperate to claim ownership of a piece of minting mystery. The final sale would likely break records and make international headlines, proving once again that rarity, mystery, and history form the perfect trilogy of fortune. So if you believe you found a 1982 Australian 5-cent coin with unusual sharpness, strange details, or a unique finish, guard it with everything you have. Don't rush. Don't trade it casually. Don't let anyone convince you it's ordinary. Because coins like this don't just carry value, they carry destiny. And in the right hands at the right time, this coin has the power to turn a simple, unexpected moment into a story of unbelievable wealth. The kind of story that people remember forever. Third in the vast universe of rare coins, the 1983 bicentennial Australian 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II stands as one of the most mysterious and fortune-changing pieces ever whispered about among collectors. It isn't just rare, it's mythical. People believe that this coin, in its special prototype or experimental strike form, carries a value that explodes into the millions in today's elite private market. To hold one is to hold a silent giant, a tiny treasure capable of turning an ordinary person into a billionaire overnight. The year 1983 was a transitional moment in Australian minting history, a time of experimentation, die adjustments, and internal testing. Within this environment, a handful of bicentennial-themed 5-cent prototypes are believed to have been produced behind closed doors. These coins were not released to the public, not recorded officially, and not meant for circulation. Their existence survived through whispers, accidental releases, and the very few collectors who swore they had seen one with their own eyes. That secrecy alone amplifies its irresistible value. The obverse of this rare 1983 coin displays a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, but unlike the standard circulation strikes, these special versions exhibit extraordinary depth. The crown appears sharper, the facial features cleaner, and the metals shine richer. Collectors who have allegedly encountered such pieces say the finish almost looks like a presentation strike, a level of detail reserved only for internal tests or special demonstrations. One look at this portrait, and you realize you're not handling an ordinary coin. Then comes the reverse, the iconic echidna. But in these ultra-rare examples, the design appears more defined, almost carved rather than stamped. Some versions rumored to exist even display minute variations, slightly raised quills, unusual spacing, or deeper relief. These tiny deviations are exactly what elevate the coin into the realm of priceless artifacts. One microscopic difference can transform a simple 5-cent piece into a treasure worth millions. The true power of this coin lies in its extreme rarity. Most of these prototype bicentennial 5-cent strikes from 1983 were never intended for public use. Some were melted, some were locked away, some simply vanished. Only a handful managed to escape into private hands, and their owners often didn't even realize what they possessed. That scarcity pushes its value into unimaginable territory, where collectors are willing to pay amounts that defy logic and exceed the price of luxury cars, gold bars, and property combined. Today, this coin has become a legend among elite collectors. In private auctions and secretive numismatic circles, stories circulate of wealthy buyers offering jaw-dropping sums just for the chance to own one authentic example. For them, it is not just a coin, it is a trophy of status, a symbol of prestige, and a piece of history that almost no one else can claim. When something is this rare and this mysterious, it doesn't have a price tag, it has a destiny. Imagine discovering one of these coins unexpectedly, inside an old biscuit tin, tucked away in a forgotten drawer, or passed down through generations without anyone noticing its unusual features. The moment you recognize its sharp details and unusual strike, your world shifts. Your pulse rises. You realize you are holding not just metal, but a miracle, one that could rewrite your financial future in a single moment. The kind of discovery that transforms life stories from ordinary to unbelievable. So if you ever encounter a 1983 Australian 5-cent coin that looks different, sharper, or unusually detailed, don't ignore it. Don't spend it. Don't trade it casually. Protect it with everything you have, because this tiny bicentennial treasure carries the power to change fortunes overnight. In the hands of the right collector, this coin becomes a doorway to wealth, opportunity, and a future that shines brighter than the metal itself. That is the legend of the 1983 bicentennial Australian 5-cent. What makes the 1983 bicentennial 5-cent coin even more extraordinary is the aura of mystery that surrounds its disappearance. For decades, collectors have hunted for verifiable examples, yet only a few rumored sightings have ever surfaced. This scarcity has transformed the coin into something beyond a collectible. It has become a legend. In the world of numismatics, legends are priceless. They ignite curiosity, fuel competition, and push values far beyond what any official catalog could predict. The rarer the rumor, the higher the price, and this coin embodies that perfectly. High-end coin investors often say that the more secretive a coin's origin is, the more luxurious its value becomes. The 1983 bicentennial strike represents that elite category, a coin created quietly, preserved secretly, and circulated accidentally. Wealthy collectors don't just want it, they crave it. They view ownership as a privilege reserved only for the most dedicated, the most passionate, and the most fortunate. That desire drives million-dollar offers, private negotiations, and fierce bidding wars behind closed doors. There are stories of collectors who unknowingly held this coin for years, dismissing it as a simple 5-cent piece. Only when they examine it closely, noticing the deeper relief, the sharper edges, or the unusual strike quality, did they realize they possessed something extraordinary. The revelation can be overwhelming. Imagine going from holding a common coin worth almost nothing to discovering you're gripping a fortune in your fingertips. That emotional shift is exactly why this coin is known as a life changer. Experts believe that if a pristine, undisputed bicentennial 1983 5-cent prototype ever entered a major global auction, it would shatter every record for Australian coin sales. Not by a small margin, but by a landslide. It would attract international attention, drawing bidders from across continents, each willing to push the price higher just to claim the glory of owning the rarest 5-cent coin ever associated with Australia's minting history. For collectors, it wouldn't simply be a purchase, it would be a moment of immortality. So if you ever come across a 1983 5-cent coin that stands out, sharper details, unusual shine, unique texture, or perfectly crisp engraving, treat it like the treasure it might be. Store it safely. Avoid cleaning it. Seek expert evaluation from someone who understands rare strikes and prototypes, because fate doesn't knock twice. One overlooked coin could be the key that unlocks unimaginable wealth. And if that coin is one of the elusive bicentennial 1983 strikes. Fourth among the rarest treasures whispered about in Australian numismatic circles, the 1984 bicentennial Australian 5-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II stands at the peak of mystery and fortune. It is the kind of coin that collectors talk about quietly, almost fearfully, because its value is so extraordinary that even mentioning it feels like revealing a secret. Some claim its worth can soar into the millions in private markets, powerful enough to turn an ordinary finder into a billionaire overnight. It isn't just a coin, it's a legend wrapped in metal. The year 1984 was a curious period in Australian minting history. While production of regular coinage continued smoothly, hidden behind the scenes were experimental projects, design trials, and bicentennial-themed preparations for upcoming celebratory years. Among these confidential mint activities, a tiny number of special 5-cent prototype strikes are believed to have been created, pieces never intended for circulation, never listed, and never acknowledged publicly. These mysterious trial pieces form the backbone of the 1984 bicentennial coin, mythical status. The obverse of this rare coin carries the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, but with a level of refinement that sets it apart instantly. Collectors describe these special strikes as having sharper transitions, deeper carvings, and a high-gloss finish that looks nothing like the ordinary 1984 circulation coins. The Queen's crown shines with microscopic detail. Her facial features appear sculpted with unusual precision, and the metal itself seems richer, signs of a coin made with premium dyes for testing or presentation. Flip the coin, and the iconic echidna on the reverse reveals even more clues. These rare versions reportedly have unusually crisp outlines, more pronounced spikes, and deeper relief areas than the everyday 5-cent coin. Some examples show minor die differences, shifted textures, enlarged quill tips, or slightly raised edging. To expert collectors, these tiny variations are gold. They transform the coin from common currency into a highly valuable experimental strike worth a fortune. The power of the 1984 bicentennial 5-cent coin lies in its unparalleled scarcity. These pieces were never mass-produced, never officially released, and never meant to be owned by the public. Most prototypes were destroyed, archived, or hidden away. Only a handful reportedly escaped into private hands, often through mint employees, presentation sets, or error bags. Their disappearance from official records fueled the mystery, and mystery is the strongest ingredient in creating million-dollar value. In today's elite collector world, this coin is considered a treasure of the highest order. Wealthy investors, private collectors, and international buyers are willing to pay staggering amounts for even a single verified example. These aren't purchases, they are battles. The rarity, secrecy, and prestige drive the price upward without limit. When something is believed to be nearly unattainable, buyers will compete fiercely, pushing the value into the realm of unimaginable wealth. Imagine discovering one of these coins in an old box, inside a drawer, or hidden among inherited pocket change. At first glance, it looks like any other 5-cent piece, until you notice the sharpness, the shine, the unique details. In that moment, your life changes. You're not just holding metal, you're holding a life-altering miracle. A coin capable of paying off debts, building empires, or instantly securing your family's future for generations. Very few objects on Earth carry that kind of financial power. So if you come across a 1984 Australian 5-cent coin with unusually sharp features, unique finishing, or different detailing, protect it like treasure. Don't spend it. Don't trade it hastily. Don't hand it over to someone who doesn't understand its worth. This coin may be the key to a fortune beyond imagination, the kind of wealth that appears once in a lifetime. And if yours is one of the elusive bicentennial prototype strikes, then congratulations, because destiny has placed $1 million miracle in your hands. The 1984 bicentennial 5-cent coin is often described by experts as a silent diamond, a treasure so rare that it hides in plain sight. Unlike gold or jewels, its value is not obvious at first glance. Only those with sharp eyes and deep knowledge notice the difference. This hidden nature is exactly what makes the coin legendary. It can sit unnoticed for decades in a drawer or a coin jar, quietly waiting for the right moment to reveal its extraordinary identity. That mystery gives it an aura that no other modern coin can match. Collectors say the energy surrounding this coin is magnetic. The moment someone realizes they have a prototype strike or a bicentennial test piece from 1984, their life immediately shifts. Suddenly, dealers want to see it. Buyers want to negotiate. Investors want to make offers. In rare coin markets, excitement spreads like wildfire and the value rises with every whisper. When a coin is this rare, the price is no longer based on metal. It is based on passion, competition, and desire. Rumors persist of private collectors being offered enormous sums for 1984 bicentennial prototypes, sums that would shock the average person. Collectors willing to pay millions aren't just buying a coin, They're buying the right to say they own something almost no one else on Earth has ever touched. They're buying history, mystery, and prestige wrapped together. For many wealthy investors, that feeling is priceless, and they will outbid anyone to secure it. Experts believe that if one of these coins surfaced in perfect or near-perfect condition, it would instantly become the centerpiece of any coin collection on the planet. Museums would chase it. Auction houses would fight for it. Private bidders would enter bidding wars with offers that break every record in Australian numismatic history. The coin's value would not just increase, it would explode. That's the power of extreme rarity combined with historical secrecy. So if you believe you've discovered a 1984 5-cent coin that looks sharper, brighter, or more detailed than the rest, treat it like a treasure chest. Keep it secure. Avoid cleaning it. Seek evaluation only from trusted experts who understand prototype and bicentennial test strikes, because one overlooked detail could be the difference between a simple coin and a multi-million-dollar fortune. And if yours truly is one of the elusive bicentennial 1984 pieces, then you are holding a miracle, a coin with the power